Hi everyone, it's Vicky here. I hope you're all well. So these are some gift tags that I've been making. So I wanted to show you how I did these. They're using the Lawn Fawn stitched tag dies, and then also the snow globe scenes. And I also did use the snow globe matching dies as well. So all I'm doing is I've taken a few sheets of my Nina Crest cardstock, which I like for my colouring, and just loaded those into my Misty, and then I'm going to take the 5 snow globe images and just load those onto the paper, and then once I've got them all on there I will pick them up with the door, just so that I can do a batch of stamping and colouring. I'm only going to, on this video, show you I think it's about 9 that I end up making. I might even actually only show you 5 of the full tags, but I've just obviously got all the colouring and stuff done so that I can make some more as I go. I'm using the My Favourite Things Extreme Black ink, which I love for my marker colouring. It's really, really nice and it gives a really good impression. So it's just a case of pressing that down onto my images, and I think I just need a little bit more. There's a couple of spots that aren't quite as dark as I would like, but that was the first press of the stamps, so that quite often happens. But that one is much better. So if I lift away my magnet and put the next page in, and then the magnet back on in the same spot, re-ink the stamps, and then I can get my second set of images. And I just obviously need to put these to the side to make sure the ink's really nice and super dry before I do my marker colouring. So I am going to jump ahead to my stamped out images. So I'm just going to pop these 3 at the side. I'm just going to show you my colouring in for these ones. I would like to also apologise. I don't know what happened to the lighting on this video by this point, but this is the Alpine Green blend. I'm using my tri blend markers rather, for all of these. These are by Spectrum Noir. I just like the fact that it kind of takes the guesswork out of working out which markers will make a nice blend. So I've just laid down the light green on all of these. I mean, you could just do them all in blocks of colour. I think they're not tiny images, but they're not huge, so realistically they would still look really pretty without shading. But obviously I like to shade. I have tri-blends for a reason, so that's what I'm doing with these. So I'm just using the 3 different shades to pop different bits of shade in from underneath where the branches hang out in layers and underneath the baubles. And then I'm going to colour all the trees. That's just my white blender marker because I went outside of the line. It's just my, not white blender, just my blender marker. It's not a white one, just to take out that. And then I'm colouring all the other trees in the same principle. So all with the same shade. I didn't actually use that many of my tri-blends doing this. I stuck with a relatively small colour palette for them. Obviously there's a lot of things that are snow and trees because, you know, it's a Christmas scene. So that'll happen. And then there's the little tree at the bottom as well, so he just needs colouring in. And for these 2 sets of trees I've only used a 2 colour blend, I think it was, as well, just the lightest and the medium, rather than putting the dark in as well, because I didn't feel it needed it. I have a habit of trying to stick the lid onto the actual nib upside down as well. I do that a few times in this video. I do apologise for anyone that thinks my colouring is a little bit ridiculous. Then I'm using the earth brown blend just for the tree trunks, and I'm just using 1 shade on those. There was no point I could think of to actually shade those 2 tiny tree trunks. And then I'm using the burnt orange blend for the little fox that's just looking up at the sky. There are on the stamp set some little stamps and little constellations that you can stamp over his head, but the paper that I'm intending to use for these has little snowflakes on anyway, so I didn't need any extra activity in the sky basically with these ones. So just pop in where I think the shading would be on him. And then I am going to take the dark red blend. I don't know why that came quite so close to the screen. I do apologise. So for the car, I like a little red car if it's a Christmas scene. Obviously, reds and greens tend to be very good colours for Christmas. So just a nice little blend on here. Again, it's not a huge image, so it doesn't need too much thought into the blending, which is nice. And then I'm going to use red on the little love heart on the gingerbread house. And these little lollipops are going to be red and white lollipops. So just get those coloured in. And then I'm also going to do the door on both of these in the same red blend, but I will put a 3 colour blend on these. As I say, I was trying to keep my colour palette relatively small, because it was easier for the batch making, and it meant that I wasn't putting too much. This is the green turquoise blend. So that's for the scarves. So that'll go on the scarf for the little fox, who I actually love the more I look at him, I'm not going to lie. And then I'm also going to use that same blend on the scarf for the gingerbread man, because he has a little scarf on as well, because even gingerbread men get cold in the snow. Then I have the ice grey shades. It got a little bit blurry there, so I do apologise, for the wheels on the car and the exhaust pipe. And then I also, I believe, use it for the little buttons on my gingerbread man. And then I just realised I didn't colour the carrot's nose and the orange. That's just one shade from the burnt orange. Citrus blend for the star on top of the Christmas tree. And then I also use the lightest shade in there for the windows on the house and in the car as well, because I've decided they've got lights on in the car for some reason, just so it's not just more white in the background, because the windows don't actually get cut out with the dye. Gold brown blend is the next one, so that's for the little gingerbread house and for the little gingerbread man. I've decided this is like my favourite tri-blend to use for anything that's meant to be gingerbread. I did debate as well doing the other house as a gingerbread house, but then thought, no, it's just a normal house, that one. It's just a cute little house, so that didn't get coloured in with my gingerbread colour. Just put some shading onto my little man. I do think the gingerbread man is actually really adorable as well. He's so cute. His little happy face. Then moving on from there to the baubles. So I decided to use red for some of the baubles, just colouring every other one in. And then I took a moment deciding, because I couldn't decide, and then decided to use blue just for the other baubles. Just it was a nice contrast. And if you have noticed, eagle eyes, yes, I did forget to colour in the chimney on my gingerbread house, which I will get back and colour in a minute when I eventually realise. So this is the brown grey blend, so I'm using this for the roof of the other house. It's just quite a nice light grey, so I decided he had a slate roof on his house. And then I'm also going to colour the main part of the house in the earth brown blends again. So that's those in there. And just try and get a little bit of shading in there. Like that. Yeah, I don't know why I had such issues remembering that the houses had chimneys. I think colouring that chimney reminded me that there was another chimney on the other house as well. Poor peoples. So that is the colouring for those. So I'm just going to pause while I colour them all in. Magic. The magic of a pause button on a phone. It's great. So they need cutting out with the corresponding dies, which I do have here. That's just me flicking them around so you can actually get to the dies. So these are just the ones that match. So they're coordinating with the snow globe scenes. You could see that there are obviously more because they have a snow globe and everything. And that is then when they're cut out. So it just leaves the top of the shape and then the bottom. So the nice blue paper with the little snowflakes on is going to be the background to the scenes. And that's just going onto some that I've cut with silver mirror card. Obviously you need to make sure that you don't forget to line up the holes, otherwise the cord or whatever you decide to use as your actual tag isn't going to go through, which will be a right pain. So I'm just going to line up 2 of them. I did already have a bunch of those that I did before I even started the colouring. When I was cutting them out, I got really excited. So as you can see, got a nice little collection of them there. So I've just taken 5, so that's 1 for each shape. And then it's just going to be a case of gluing them onto the tag die, the tags that I've already die cut out rather. I just needed my tweezers because they are quite little. So these will line up perfectly with that inner circle. And I just think it looks nice. It just has a really nice little effect to it when it has the little, it almost kind of looks like a sky with snow and snowflakes, like big snowflakes and little snowflakes, which I think is lovely. And then I'm just covering them with an acrylic block just to put a little bit of weight on just while we wait for the glue to fully set, just to make sure they grasp really nicely. Because the last thing you want is your little picture coming off your cute little tag. So they're going on to there. I am a little bit of a Christmas freak, I'm not going to lie. I love Christmas, although this year I have got slightly obsessed with Halloween as well. Just from obviously watching a lot of YouTube videos from my new friends in America. So thank you guys for getting me completely hooked on Halloween cards. But my standard wrapping is brown paper with pretty ribbons, and this year also with really pretty tags. So that should be quite fun. And then I've got 2 tags left. I did decide to swap them over so that there would be more snowflakes for him to be looking at in the background on this one. That was kind of my thought process. The one that had slightly more, because there is quite a lot of background showing behind the fox image. And then the last one, I believe, is the tree. So the tree is a bit big. It covers the hole, so I've just moved it slightly around the side. When I do the other ones with the tree, what I'll do is, before I stick the circle to the scallop circle, I'll just position the tree slightly lower down and then use my scissors to just cut a slightly smaller semicircle underneath the tree. And that should work totally fine as well. So that is them pretty much done. I just need to pop my twine on. So I'm just going to put some on a few of these just to show you. There's loads of different ways you can thread it. So you can either put 2 through and then kind of thread back through itself to make a loop that way. The twine's quite stiff, which is why it's not going as easily as it would if I'd put some ribbon through. It would have probably been a lot easier. But yeah, so that's that one. And then, or you could just tie it as just a standard knot around there, whichever way around you do it. I mean, I know some people don't even put any kind of knot in. They just thread it through and stick it down with some sellotape. So yeah, that is how they are done. I do really, really like these little tags. They may be my favourite thing I've made for a while, and I've made a lot of stuff, and I keep saying, oh, it's like the favourite thing I've done in ages, and then I make something else and I go, oh, that's my favourite. I really liked my Flippin' Awesome card until I made these, and then just kind of fell in love with how adorable they were. So I've just popped them into a nice little cellophane bag just so they stay nice and safe in the interim, because I don't want anything to happen to them. I did once saw that dry. Again, I'm sorry for the weird colouring in the background. I think it just got dark a lot faster than I expected. I just got some glitter and my quickie glue pen. So all I'm doing is putting some gold glitter onto the star on top of the tree, and then a line of glitter on the snow line, basically just some white iridescent glitter that I've got, just to give a little bit of sparkle, because you know it's Christmas. Everything should have sparkle at Christmas, is my opinion on that one. If it doesn't sparkle, is it really Christmas time? So there is that little tag, which is lovely. I've also just joined Team Tiny as well, so I'm very excited. I'm going to be checking out the hops for that, so please stay tuned. There will be lots of content coming for that very, very soon. I'm very excited. There's some incredibly talented people on Team Tiny, so this is going to be fun. And then also, if you are enjoying my little videos, please, you know, I'm still new to this, so please do subscribe if you like what you see. I do try and put as much content on a week as I can. My aim is to get at least 3 videos up in a week, so hopefully there's plenty for you to watch and enjoy. If there's anything you would like to see, please just pop a comment in the comments below, and I will certainly try my best to do that if I can. If it's something that I'm physically able to do and I have the stuff and the skills to do it, I would love to do it. You know, if you want to see any techniques, or if there's any kind of cards or anything that you'd really like to see, then I would love to do that for you. And then I just need to get all this glitter off the glitter's everywhere. It's all over my floor, I'm pretty much certain. No matter how careful I am, I always seem to make a mess with it. But thank you so much for spending the time to watch my video. And thank you so much for your support. If you subscribe, take care, guys. Bye.